Hello everyone, welcome to episode 246 of the Building in Public series. Today is our Monday update, and what an update we've got for you today. So, first things first, I want to talk about what happened after we recorded yesterday's episode, what we found out, and I also want to go through what our plan of attack is for the rest of this week. First things first, let's start with a very interesting document. So, this here is the court document for Google's antitrust lawsuit. I don't know if you guys would have seen in the news about, 2-3 months ago, Google was basically put into a lawsuit about the fact that they were monopolizing search. And again, I don't want to get too much into that because that's not what we're about here. But I wanted to talk about the ranking factors that have been essentially revealed in the court documents. Now, again, it's pretty interesting because a lot of things in here we already knew, but a lot of things in here are a little bit different. So what we'll do is let me take you into ChatGPT and let me explain to you each key takeaway step by step. So, relevance and keywords. Basically, what the takeaway is here is that pages will rank higher on Google search if their content clearly matches what the person is searching for, right? So that means keywords in the titles, keywords in the headings, in the body text and stuff like that. So say, for example, if I wanted to rank for website design Swansea, I would need to have a page that has it in the title, that has it in the heading, and has some reference to it in the body. Now, us as SEOs, we already know that. We already implement pages and content to match that, so that's fine. And then, yeah, basically going on, you've got the second step then, which leads us into content quality, which is exactly the same, just a bit of a spin on it. You want to make sure that the content that you've got is of a certain quality and is in depth, right? So basically, if I wanted to talk about website design in Swansea, I'd talk about the type of businesses in Swansea that I'd have a website for. I'd show maybe like the location of clients that I've done work for like a local SEO thing or something like that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I would drive the quality side of it. You know, Google talks about EEAT, which is expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, right? So how you would show expertise is you would say, look, here are my website designs I've done in Swansea. The authority is that we're a company, we've been running for X amount of years, we've done X amount of websites, blah, blah, blah. Here's our portfolio. And then trustworthiness would be, hey, here's our reviews, things like that, maybe video testimonials, stuff like that, right? And that's how you prove your content quality, and that's how you show it being, original and stuff like that as well. So you tick multiple boxes like that. That's pretty cool. And then basically the third one, we already kind of know as website designers, your website needs to be mobile friendly. It needs to load lightning fast, and it needs to be easy to navigate. And pretty much, other than that, the only thing that really pops up is you don't want too many ads, too many pop-ups. You don't want a poor layout, so that's something called cumulative layout shift. You just don't want things to be all over the place and stuff. And obviously, one major factor that this sort of outline doesn't show too much about is engagement signals. So engagement signals, let me talk about that a bit more in depth. So you guys would have seen on this channel or wherever you watch this stuff that I talk a lot about Browser Blast. And Browser Blast is essentially a tool where it mimics a virality. So essentially, if you have a tool that mimics people going to your site and they stay there long enough, that's a good tool. That's a good signal for Google, and that's why Browser Blast is such a good tool. And that's essentially what they mean by clicks and dwell time. So dwell time is basically people staying on your site. If they're not on your site, then that's bad. If they stay on your site, that's good. Pretty much, that's the long and short of it. And yeah, the interesting part out of this court document is literally part 4 and 5. So backlinks are still a pretty good ranking factor. Like you can see here, it says they're still one of the strongest ranking factors. But what Google actually pushes for now is more quality over quantity. So you don't need 70,000 backlinks or whatever, you can have 7 backlinks from reputable good sites, and that'll be more powerful than say 70 spammy links. You know what I mean? Which is fair enough. That does kind of make sense. And then also internal linking, so making sure that your site itself links properly. So, say for example, if you have a link to the about page on your homepage, make sure it links to the about page, and so on and so on. And one thing that's really interesting, now I've not seen this while doing SEO, but apparently freshness is a topic in the SEO community that's apparently very well debated, and apparently people were saying it's not a ranking factor. Well, it clearly is, because you can see it's outdated. It states here, and basically what that means, the long and short of it is essentially if you update a blog, if you've updated a blog within the last week, around, I don't know, say a video like this, how to rank on Google and stuff. If your content is of high quality and has relevant, information and stuff like that, and is, like I said, has been updated in the last week, that's a good sign for Google. So basically, the more blogs you write, the more frequently you write them, the better you'll do. And yeah, other than that, basically the other things they've brought up are local and personal signals. So that's more for local SEO, and then spam and manipulation. So basically, don't put hidden text in your websites. Don't put multiple keywords in there. Don't stuff. And yeah, pretty much that's what happened when it came to Google's ranking factors. And yeah, this video is already 6 minutes long. So yeah, this just goes to show what I've found out in the last 24 hours. It's been nuts. And yeah, right, let's get on to what's actually happening this week. So first things first, I wanted to show you something that I've been working on today. It was a really interesting one because the client came to us and was like, listen, this happens sometimes in website design, right? The designs you give them isn't what they wanted outright. Okay. And yeah, essentially what happened was the client came to us and said, listen, I don't quite like the design you've given us. It just doesn't pop. It's something there, it doesn't flow, right? And basically what I think it is what we built them with Elementor, the transitions were just clunky, they were janky, it didn't work, right? So in a scenario like this, sometimes what you've got to do is you've got to build out an application to show them a prototype, show them proof of concept, right? So one of the best tools that I found to build something like that is a tool called Lovable. Right, so you can see here side by side, I'm asking it to build out certain things, and it gets it to a point where it's relatively, you know, there. Now, I don't show you this in this video because, again, this is what 27 minutes, I think, condensed into like, I don't even know. Yeah, I think it's 27 minutes condensed into about 2 minutes. But we get it to a point in this video where it's feasible enough to be a demo, right? Now, I've done a lot more work on this outside of the video and what I've shown you, but yeah, it's pretty interesting because it just goes to show where AI can be a good use case, you know? And again, I'm not saying that my job's in the bin because it's definitely not, because there are uses for it and things like that. Like, don't get me wrong, Lovable was great, but it did need guidance, and also there's a bunch of other stuff like that. But yeah, we've had a pretty busy day with that. Now, that being said, where does that leave us for the week ahead? So we have a plan of attack this week where we're going to be nailing out 2 websites. They're the priority ones, and then that one I've shown you is another one, but it's not quite a priority yet because we have enough time to work on that. I think we've got another 2 weeks or so. But basically, we've got 2 websites we're going to work on this week. We're going to template them and we're going to get them shipped off for review because essentially what we want to do this week is Thursday, we're having a day off, and then Friday we're back in to crack on with some other stuff. So we've got the next 2 days to really plan things out, push things, and then basically over the weekend, depending on how things go, I'll either be doing some work or I'll be doing some more kitchen renovations. And yeah, it's been mental today as well because we've been back and forth with electricians. We've been online and we've been offline. That's nothing on them. That's just how things work. And yeah, it's been manic, but hopefully I've explained it enough in this, nearly 10-minute video now. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or anything, let me know. This is by far one of the longest videos I've done in this series. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. But like I said, got any questions, let me know. And yeah, guys, it's been Ryan. Thank you.